Good morning, Bradley University. It's that time again to wake up with Bob and Rob on the radio.
Bradley University, how you doing today?
It's a gorgeous day outside today, actually.
Abundant sunshine.
It looks like there's an abundant amount of sunshine right now.
How's that make you feel?
Happy, actually. It puts me in a good mood to know there's going to be a lot of sunshine. So, what we got on the docket today, Bob? Anything in particular? Special?
No, absolutely nothing, actually.
Today
it's
is
one of those days where we're just going to end up talking for a little while about absolutely anything and certainly nothing.
I'm fine with that. Today is our first Wednesday show. It's kind of exciting. This is the second day in a row I've been up at 8 o'clock.
That's a bold, brand new morning, Rob.
I kind of like it. I feel slightly more productive even though I don't get anything done just by waking up early.
Yeah, really?
It's scary.
You know what? I wish you'd go back to sleeping in. Because one of the reasons I was getting up so early in the morning is because I knew you wouldn't be around.
Touche.
Yeah.
I mean, that's understandable.
I gotta get that going early, Rob.
I can be a lot to handle early in the morning. It's tough sometimes.
Or late at night.
Or any time during the day.
You transcend all hours of the day.
All hours of the day it is difficult to handle me.
And most hours of the night until you pass out.
Which is pretty early most nights. We're on the way walking here. We're talking about muffins and how versatile of a breakfast food that is. Because you can have almost anything you want in that muffin. Like I like double chocolate chip. It's delicious.
What I was telling Rob, and what I'm telling him now, is that double chocolate chip is just too much chocolate to take in the morning. I like a traditional muffin. Give me a muffin with some fruit in it.
So blueberry?
Blueberry.
What about banana nut?
Banana nut, yeah, absolutely. You
Right,
got your nuts, you got your protein, you got your banana, you got vitamins.
See, I'm not a big fan of a lot of nuts. Like just the flavors. I liking more nuts.
How do you not like nuts?
I like some of them. Like cashews are delicious, peanuts are delicious. Became a fan of almonds recently, actually.
Okay.
But it just, I don't know. As a kid, I just didn't like them. The crunch, the flavor was just a little weird for me.
Well, Rob, you're not a kid anymore.
I know, but I'm getting used to it.
Let's not go so far as to call you
Not a kid.
an adult, not a grown-up. You might be...
Legally, I'm not a kid anymore. How about that?
When in a court of law, Rob, you will not be addressed.
I would be tried as an adult,
a kid.
Unfortunately. Even though I bat my eyes and go,
Well,
but I didn't do it.
probably at the end of the I guess, session, the trial, the judge would probably say, Rob, you are legally now underage.
It'd be all the horrible puns I'd be cracking. They wouldn't be able to stand it without calling me a kid. They look at me and go, he has to be a kid. An adult wouldn't say these things.
Hey, Rob, you having trouble with your internet connection?
No, I'm getting internet quite well right now.
Quite well?
Quite well.
This early morning, you're speaking good grammar?
Oh, yeah.
This is wild.
Well, I haven't had my coffee yet.
You had...
Calm down, Bob.
I thought you said you had good grammar in your coffee. That's why I laughed.
Yes, I have good grammar in my coffee. That's why I drink it.
That's the way it sounded. I'm just saying, Rob.
I haven't had... I'm not following this, but okay.
Wow, Rob, not following something.
Now,
now you know what it's like to be me quite a lot.
Oh, yeah, this isn't a very good feeling.
Yeah, you're lost.
I don't like it.
Confused.
I don't like it at all.
A little dazed.
Yeah, kind of in a fog because of it. Huh. Yeah, it's not going to stop me from saying the things I say.
Of course not.
I mean, it's too much
We
fun.
hope it doesn't.
Oh, nothing will ever stop me.
This morning with Bob and Rob wouldn't be the same.
Coma and death is the only thing that can stop me from saying those things.
Bumbling, rumbling, Rob.
And ranting, babbling, Bob.
You got it.
There we
go. Those, in case, for you listeners, those are now the official names of the DJs for Mornings with Bob and Rob.
Yep. I already forgot what they were. Because I know there's a BRR and RBB.
See, the abbreviation one sounds good, too.
Burr and you can't go, how would you do RBB?
You just say RBB.
I don't know. Rub is a lot funnier.
Rubub?
Rub.
Sounds like a frog.
Rub. What's going on in the world of sports today, Bob? Anything good for Chicago?
You know what? I'd tell you about it, but I just can't find anything.
Just can't find anything.
I wish I could give you what the Chicago Tribune sports section is talking about. That's always a great morning read for all you sports fans out there. And if you're a big fan of football, Brad Biggs always knows what he's talking about. Also, going along on the same page, if you want to know anything about the Bears, if you want an in-depth look, and if you want some really good, validated opinions, check out csnchicago.com and read Moon Mullins.
Moon Mullen?
Daily column.
That's one hell of a name. Moon
I don't know how
Mullen.
I got that nickname, Moon Mullen. It's called.
Oh, it's his nickname?
The column is View from the Moon. His real name is John Moon Mullen.
John Moon. Well, that's a good column name. A View from the Moon.
Yeah,
That's
clever, catchy.
He uses his nickname in it. That's smart. There's actually, I was reading online to kind of change gears a bit. There's a possibility of an all Simpsons TV station where they play nothing but Simpsons
No.
shows 24 hours a day.
That would be my favorite.
Because they'd have to
TV
show
station.
stuff from the best seasons, seasons 3 through
right?
10.
I
They'd
want to
have
watch
to.
it, the past few years.
But no, like the good stuff, they'd have to show it eventually.
Yeah.
Even if it was at 3 in the morning, I'd stay up to watch it.
I have problems with reruns on Fox because they're constantly showing the most recent episodes.
Yeah,
They're not
well-
going back to the. Could you imagine the early '90s
That'd be phenomenal.
back on television? That's
Like Nickelodeon actually started bringing back its 90s shows too.
yeah.
Like Are You Afraid of the Dark, Kenan and Kel, all that. But it's all like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So basically, when we're up,
I wonder who they're playing those shows for.
definitely not us, college kids who used to watch those shows as young kids. Well, I'm really struggling with words today.
It's in your coffee.
Oh, one sec. Let me take a sip of my words then. And that's what it sounds like when I drink coffee. True story.
In case people didn't know what it sounds
Save that
like.
for a sound bite. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Brad Robinson, who's listening in at work. Thank you, Brad, if you'd like to call in.
Brad Robinson.
Brad
listening in.
Robinson, yes. The number to call in is 309-677-3456 to weigh in on any topic we're talking about or start a new topic of your own.
I'm sure Brad's got an opinion on a few things.
Just remember, Brad, no swearing on the air, please.
Yeah, no bad comments.
How about this, Brad? Please don't call in. I'm reading online here. Not something I can play online, but someone recut the Homer Goes to Space episode to make it look like The Simpsons Apollo 13. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm excited to watch it.
That's one of their best episodes.
Oh yeah.
I love that
Dun,
episode.
da, 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 ba, ba,
Yeah, Homer
ba,
floating
ba.
around eating the chips.
and he smashes into the ant farm, and the ants go
People think
everywhere.
they're aliens. Oh, man. For those of you who don't know, Simpsons, great show. Start watching it if you haven't. It's like if you like music, if you like TV and you're not watching The Simpsons, it's like if you like music and you don't listen to the Beatles.
That's a perfect analogy. I actually made a Simpsons reference in class yesterday, what I thought was an easy one. Nobody got it.
Really?
Not a single person. I don't remember what the comment was, but I was taken aback. I was like, really? No Simpsons fans? I even said no Simpsons fans, and nobody said anything.
Can you remember the reference?
No. I had a test yesterday, so my mind was on the test and focusing
So
on that.
everything that happened before that test is now out of your memory.
Null and void. Not
It's like
gonna
it never
remember that
happened.
It is like it never
A
happened.
day in the life of Rob. It's got to be a pretty quick one.
Yeah, don't remember much. I only have about 5 minutes of time I can remember from each day, so I got to choose which 5 minutes I want to remember.
Remember anything from yesterday?
No.
The radio show, Rob. Come
I remember
on, the
about
radio
5 minutes
show.
of the radio show, yeah.
Only 5 minutes of the radio
Only
show?
5 minutes of the hour and 10 minutes we talked.
We never have any clue what we're talking about.
No.
We're just bambling and ranting.
And bumbling and rumbling.
I don't know how you can bumble and rumble on the radio. Isn't that like a walking? Doesn't that have to do with movement?
Well, I think you can bumble with your voice. Like, he's a bumbling idiot. He talks a lot. He doesn't know what he's saying. He stumbles over his words like I do quite often.
I love how you used he's a bumbling idiot as an example, and
Well,
we call
what-
you bumbling, rumbling Rob.
What other context you can use the word bumbling in than he's a bumbling idiot? He's a bumbling genius? You don't hear that.
Geniuses can bumble.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to use the word bumble on a genius. It has a negative tone to it.
I don't think so.
He's bumbling.
I think bumbling is a very jolly turn of phrase.
Okay.
Bumbling.
So what's rumbling? Is that fighting? Is that stumbling? Is that bumbling, stumbling?
Okay,
around?
this is the picture I get in my head. The image.
Okay.
Rumbling, boulder going down like the side of a hill,
Okay.
taking out everything in its path,
I could see it. I could see
wreaking
it.
absolute havoc.
Complete and utter destruction in its wake.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see how that would apply to me.
killing innocent critters of the woods.
And brain cells of innocent people.
Fits you nicely, Rob.
Yeah, actually, that does quite fit me nicely. Another thing I was reading online, something interesting. Gamers apparently hacked one of the protein codes that had been of HIV.
Protein codes.
Just let me finish. A protein code of the HIV virus that researchers had been working on for 10 years They got it done in 3 weeks. So, like, this is it's a huge breakthrough for HIV and AIDS research, like, to the point where researchers are going to just stem off from this and be able to get so much more done. Let me see if I can't find that article. Just because they put it in a much more eloquent way than I do.
So you're saying computer hackers?
Nerds, gamers, video game players, computer hackers, yeah. They put together a protein code in 3 weeks that researchers have been struggling with for 10 years.
So what's this protein code?
It's just like the makeup of one of the like retrograde viruses of HIV. Like it's what we can't cure AIDS because of this, because it's retrograde, it keeps changing, it keeps attacking. That because we now have what we think, what researchers are pretty sure is the structure for it, they might be able to come up with some kind of medicine for it, or they can at least study it more to understand it better for future research. So it's a pretty big deal. And it was actually really exciting when I heard about that, because if we could cure AIDS, there's nothing we can't cure. True story. I just wish
There's
that
nothing we can't cure.
Oh, here's a headline that's funny. People worry about STDs most on Mondays. I wonder why.
Makes you think.
No, it really doesn't, because it's kind of simple.
Yeah, I know, Rob.
Okay, there we go.
Actually, Sundays would kind of be another day to be thinking about that.
Yeah, I guess so. I wonder why it's not Sunday.
Probably because football's going on.
But this is in the Netherlands, so I don't know how much this applies to us. We're not Netherlandian, Nordic,
Dutch.
Dutch. So
It's Dutch.
Is that just the Dutch?
The people from the Netherlands are Dutch.
Oh,
The windmills, the wind shoes, tulips.
learned something new today.
I'm here to help, Rob.
Oh, that's good, Bob, because if you weren't, no one would be. Got any good movies coming up, Bob?
Well, this weekend Moneyball comes out,
I'm
and
excited
it's
for
getting
that.
rave reviews.
Oh, fantastic
Across the board.
reviews.
Everyone's loving it. Somebody said it was the greatest sports movie of all time.
Wow. That is a big statement.
For all you lovers of Hoosiers and
Miracle, Field of Dreams,
Field of Dreams, that's a good one.
A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
And this is just basically baseball movies.
Friday
Rocky.
Night Lights.
Oh, man.
Rudy.
Oh, that's some big names it's got to beat out.
And they're throwing in Moneyball.
I'll give it to him right now, but
I'll tell you what. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, yeah, I'm
As
excited.
a baseball fan,
it's based on a true story, too, and Matt Damon looks like he's giving a stunning performance.
Brad Pitt.
Matt Damon, too.
Matt Damon looks pretty good in it, too.
Yeah.
Rob. Yeah.
But Brad Pitt looks better.
He does.
So what
And
movie-
He's supposed to be really good.
What
Matt
movie-
Damon's coming out in that Christmas movie, We Bought a Zoo.
Oh, that's
Or
right. Oh, man. I
Matt
saw
Damon buys a zoo.
the trailer for that, and I cracked up like I just did there. Because that's just such a crazy plot. Matt Damon, down on his luck, buys a zoo. Okay.
Hey, if you want to, I guess if you want to jumpstart a midlife crisis, go get a zoo. Isn't that
It's some kind of crisis, yeah.
Isn't that the?
Yeah, the male equivalent. Yeah, midlife crisis.
Well, that's what he's going through, right?
Yeah, it's like nothing's going right, everything's going wrong, I can't do anything right, what should I do with my life? Blah, blah, blah. The things I've been doing in my life have all been for nothing. Yeah. Oh, here's a fun article. 5 ways Star Wars hurt science fiction. 5 ways Star Wars hurt science fiction.
You know what? There was an article I read a few days ago about Star Wars, and they're saying how the fact that, Lucas keeps retooling with Star Wars, putting it out on Blu-ray, and then he had the 1997 re-edition.
That's
and
why
all
they came
these
out with this,
things.
because it's coming out on Blu-ray.
They're saying he's killing Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. First of all, Star Wars unleashed a new era of ludicrous merchandising. Think of all the Star Wars merchandise out there. There's so much. There's action figures of every character. There were Happy Meal toys when the movies came out. You've got Lego sets. You've got Kinect sets. You've got video games. You've got shirts. You've got everything imaginable. Star Wars was the one that started. Just think of how big it was when it first came out and how much money they were like, oh, we can make a lot of money selling crap to kids.
The story is that the producers thought it was going to bomb. They gave Lucas all the merchandising rights.
Oh, my God. Really?
That's just the story. I mean, who knows if it's true, but
No wonder he's so friggin' rich.
Clearly, that's where most of the money for Star Wars came from, and most of that money
In merchandising,
probably
yeah.
went to George Lucas, who now has a ranch.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it the Lucas Ranch or whatever?
I don't know, maybe.
We got some smack talk coming from Mr. Matt DeFreitas. Moneyball will not be better than Remember the Titans.
I can't judge because I haven't seen Moneyball.
I mean, that's a
To
pretty big
make
statement.
a bold prediction like that without having seen a movie is kind of asinine, actually.
Well, is it ass at 10 too?
Sure, Rob, you want to bump it up to 10? You put it there.
Well, the second reason Star Wars ruined science fiction, it traded social commentary for grandiose myth-making.
Social commentary.
I don't know. It talks about like how he could have used like Galaxy Far, Far Away for how we treat people when we go and colonize places. How like Star Trek used that, like it was man's duty or human's duty to be nice and to reach out to people and to learn as much as we can. Whereas Star Wars is more just like
Thought
myth-making.
Star Wars was just one of those, stories.
Yeah, see, I never thought Star Wars about social commentary. I never connected.
There's
'cause
some stories, some movies that really don't need to go down the social commentary path. Not everything needs to deal with social commentary.
Yeah, and I think Star Wars is one of them. It's a great storyline. I like it. But the third reason, Lucas's obsessive tinkering started a trend. I mean, he started just re-releasing and resetting out and
Yeah.
reproducing, and more filmmakers are doing that now because of it.
All the time.
Yeah, because they realized, well, Christ, he's making a lot of money off doing that. We could do that too and make more money.
I saw a headline about the Lion King's re-release. Apparently,
In 3D.
in 3D. Apparently, it killed. Made a good amount of money, and they're saying it's going to start the trend for Disney to keep re-releasing
Oh, yeah.
all these classics.
Oh, yeah, instead of coming out with new movies, just re-release ones that, like, we watched as kids. 'Cause
Aladdin.
I love those movies.
Little Mermaid. You could go all the way back to Pinocchio. I don't know if you could
Pinocchio,
ever make
Snow
that in
White,
3D,
Sleeping
but-
Beauty, maybe not Casper, that wasn't as good of a Disney movie, but I mean, still. A fourth reason, Star Wars upped the ante on special effects for their own sake. So they had special effects just for special effects' sake. And that's true.
Well, when the movies came out, what was it? The first one was
70s.
76?
I want to say 76, yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I want to say 76 too. Maybe 77. But when it came out, it was the special effects. People are all just
Yeah.
flabbergasted by it.
But then episodes 1, 2, and 3, I feel like had almost too much special effects. I understand, like, in a galaxy far, far away, you're going to need a lot of CGI and a lot of green screen. But they had, I think, almost too much. They were pushing the limit with how much special effects they could get away with without it just being over the top. And the last one, Star Wars was like an invasive species, destroying the biodiversity of sci-fi and bringing in a monoculture. You know, like Comic-Con, stuff like that. Think of how many people go dressed in just Star Wars. Just
That's
Star Wars
true.
alone.
Wasn't there like this battle, Trekkies versus Star
Oh,
Wars?
yeah. Oh, there's been a battle raging since Star Wars came out, or Trekkies
Who's
versus
winning
Star
that
Wars.
one? Star Wars?
No one. I mean, it's a stalemate, really, because you got as many Star Trek as you got Star Wars
When are
fans.
you going to start seeing people dressed up as blue people from Avatar? Isn't that sci-fi?
Oh, I'm sure there was someone who was an Avatar character at the last Comic-Con. I'd guarantee it.
But most people are Star Wars fans,
Oh, yeah,
is
there's-
what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
I don't keep up much on the whole Comic-Con business.
I don't really keep much up on it either. Like, I'll read an article or two about it, but I really have no desire to go to it. But from what I've seen, like, every picture I've seen, there's always someone in some kind of Star Wars gear in the background. Like a Stormtrooper or
Darth
a Darth Vader.
Vader
or Luke Skywalker or, crap, even just an Ewok. Like, any character you can imagine, there's someone dressed up like that at Comic-Con.
Jar Jar Binks? I hope not.
He was annoying.
He was like the worst character ever.
I liked him when I was younger, because, you know,
Talk about Lucas's attempt at social commentary.
I never quite understood, after I, like, watched the movie for the second and third time, I never understood why Jar Jar Binks was even in there. He really was a bumbling idiot.
He was a bumbling idiot.
And he made his way to General.
Somehow.
What's that saying about social commentary, huh? Huh? The look I'm giving Bob right now is one of a kind. Never going to happen again.
No. No.
No, but there you go. For the 5 ways that Star Wars has ruined science fiction, and for the most part, I agree with it.
All right. Well, I'll get some of my own going.
All right, what
Just
you
got my internet connection up,
Hey!
and I'm looking at the view from the moon. Okay.
All right.
And they're talking about. Get this. This is how he starts it off. First bold print: Moneyballin'. Talking about the Bears and the need to pay the man Matt Forte, who has literally been 51% of the Bears' offense so far.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's on one of my
That's
fantasy
great
teams.
for Forte. That's terrible for the Bears'
Oh,
offense.
it's horrible
But
for
anyways,
the Bears' offense.
people are talking about his past 2 games, how he's had over 130 yards.
Yeah.
We'll get this. That trend started last season. 6 games. 166 against New Orleans
Okay.
last week. 158 against Atlanta.
Okay.
In the NFC Championship against Green Bay, 160 yards. In the divisional playoff against Seattle, 134 yards. Against Green Bay in the last game of the season, 151 yards. And then against the New York Jets, 169 yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope he keeps that up.
They don't want to pay the man.
Well, I think they should. Especially because he is, at this point, carrying the offense.
He's electrifying.
It's a good thing we have him, because if we didn't have him, we'd be even more screwed.
He's already better than I ever thought he was going to be.
How good did you think he was going to be?
I thought he'd be serviceable for a few seasons, and then the Bears would wait until they could get a more elite running back. But he's not necessarily a running back. I mean, he's just a bona fide football player.
Isn't he a tight end? Forte?
No, he's definitely a running back.
He's running back? Okay.
But most of his yards come from receiving, which is great for the Martz offense. The only problem is that the Bears can't play Mike Martz's offense because the offensive line...
What offensive line?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we need to come up with the Bears offense. Just come up with something that works for us with the crappy offensive line we have, a.k.a. run the ball.
Okay, here we go. Next calling. If you have an idea for the Bears offense, let us know.
We'll forward it to Lovey and Matt, and we'll let them know for the next
We
game
have
on
their
Sunday.
email address.
I'm actually on a first-name basis with both of them.
Really?
That's why I said Lovey and Matt.
I'm sure.
Not,
Don't you mean
Mr.
Lovey
Smith
and Mike?
Is it Mike?
Why would you give it to...
Matt.
Why would you send it to Matt Forte? Don't you want to send it to the coaches?
No. Tell the head coach. Tell the running back. Boom.
So they have their own separate game plan.
Well, no, then the running back is like, hey, yo, coach, this fan I know, this Rob Armgard, smart guy, knows what he's doing. We should run the Bears Bears
Bumbling,
offense.
rumbling.
I know Bumbling,
Rob
you know Bumbling,
Armgard?
Rumbling Rob from Wake Up with Bop and Rob? Yeah, I know him. And he came up with this idea, we should run this. And they'd run it, and they win.
Imagine Lovey Smith. Yeah, I listen to that show all the time. Great.
Oh, that'd be phenomenal. We'll have Lovey Smith call in and give his opinion on how the Bears did the past weekend. All right, we got to get in contact with Lovey Smith, Bob. We got to do it.
I'll start working on it.
Well, in baseball news, you Brewers fans are happy to know they won against the Cubs last night, thank God. If we had lost 2 in a row to the Cubs, I probably would not have gotten out of bed
I'd
this
be
morning.
pointing and laughing at you.
I would not have gotten out of bed this morning. We would have had to do the radio show from my bedroom because
No, I'd come in here and I could do it by myself.
okay, fair enough. But the number still stands at 4 right now. Still need either 4 Brewers wins or 4 Cardinals losses. But at this point, I think we are 6 games above the Cardinals. In your face, doof. 5.5. Damn. But still, we got a shot. We've got a .587 winning percentage right now. Not the happiest with it, but I'll take it. I would have liked us to stay above a 600 because we were at 600, at or above, for like 2 weeks. We kept above a 600 win percentage. And I was happiest 2 weeks of my baseball life.
Your baseball life?
Of my baseball life.
How about your whole life?
Maybe not whole life.
What's the happiest 2 weeks of your whole life then, Rob? Here, a little insight into the life of Rob.
Happiest 2 weeks of my life.
You can't even remember.
I don't even know.
You don't know? 'Cause
No, I do know.
Okay.
The week I spent in Spain and the week I spent in Italy. If you've never been to Europe, go. You got to go at least
Those are
once.
pretty 2 good weeks. Traveling's
Oh, it's so much fun. Like, the food, the culture, the food, the people. Did I mention the food? It's phenomenal.
I'm sure they loved you.
Oh,
there,
man.
Rob.
The best meal I've ever had. We were in Spain just walking around the city. I don't remember where. Walk around looking for a place to eat. Wander down this, like, side alley. This little restaurant with, like, 4 tables on the sidewalk, like, 4 inside. The waiter's like, oh, you want food? Comida? Oh, yeah, sure. We'll sit down. I had, like, roasted pepper pork loin that was just phenomenal. And it was just this little hole-in-the-wall restaurant, 1 server for the whole place, probably like 2 chefs in the back. If you're ever abroad and you're looking for food, don't go to the big restaurants. Yeah, they've got good food, they've got good service. Go to the small places. Go to the little places that's a hole in the wall or off the beaten path, because that's where the best food is.
Well, what I've learned from watching all those Travel Channel shows,
Yeah?
Anthony Bourdain,
Oh, big fan of Bourdain.
Andrew Zimmern,
Not as
go
much
to
of
the
him.
places that are busy.
Because if the locals
And
like
not
it,
with tourists.
No.
Go where the locals are.
if you walk in and say, does anyone speak English, and no one turns their head, you're in the right place.
Exactly. They'll probably give you stares if you can't speak Spanish. So make sure you bring a Spanish-speaking friend.
Oh, yeah. The first day we
It
get
is if you go to Spain. Don't bring a Spanish-speaking friend to China. That won't get you very
That
far.
could cause a problem. Like the first day we got to Spain, like first meal we have, we go to a little sandwich place. I walk up to the counter and go, I forgot how to order food in Spanish, and turn to my friend. And the person behind the counter went, it's okay, I speak English. I went, oh, thank God. I'd like a number 3, please.
Number 3? They
Well,
had it on numbers?
Yeah, they had it on numbers. It wasn't McDonald's. I didn't go to any fast food places in Spain, but
Good. I'd be really upset if you had.
Oh, come on. I mean, I'm in Spain.
Come on.
Come on. All right. Yep.
Well,
That's
that's it for you,
kind of completed
2
my
weeks
thought.
of your life.
Yeah.
How about Italy? Tell me about Italy.
Oh, first night we were there, the best lasagna I've ever had. It was like 2 inches by 2 inches, just 3 inches thick. Oh, just meat, cheese, sausage, bruschetta, fresh tomatoes. Oh man, I could not get over how good that lasagna was. That set the tone
Wolfed
for
it down,
every
didn't
meal.
you?
Oh yeah. And then I got a second piece. And every morning at the restaurants we stayed at, or at the hotels for breakfast, continental breakfast, they always had a fresh like deli meat on a slicer. So you could like slice the meat as thin or as thick as you wanted. Oh, and have you ever had blood orange juice?
No.
Delicious. It's blood red, but it tastes just like orange juice. It's a little disheartening at first to drink it, but like after the first sip, oh man, I had that every morning we were there. Man, I really want to go back now.
How'd they get the blood color?
From blood oranges.
There's actual blood oranges somewhere out there.
It's
in
a
the
red
world?
orange.
A red
As
orange.
odd as that sounds, it's a red orange.
Talk about an oxymoronic statement.
Yeah, like jumbo shrimp. I've always been a fan of the jumbo shrimp oxymoron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the honest lawyer one?
Yeah, that's another good one.
Mm-hmm.
Except that my dad's uncle's or cousin's a lawyer, and he is pretty honest, actually. You don't think so,
Not
Bob?
true.
Not true at
Not
all?
true.
No, okay.
They're all the same.
Are they?
You can stereotype all lawyers.
Actually, Rob's random psychology fact of the day, stereotyping isn't all bad, because it helps us organize and sort through a complex world.
Do we need that type of organization in a complex world, Rob?
Yeah,
Is
because
that actually essential? Helpful?
maybe not essential, but it helps us to process information faster because there's so much coming in. Some stereotypes are good, like positive stereotypes are good.
What's
There-
positive stereotypes?
I can't think of any off the top of my head because I didn't read the book that in depth. But I remember reading that.
Your professors aren't listening.
I'm not in that class anymore. It's fine.
Okay.
But like it was really
Did you have to
interesting.
drop it?
No, actually, I got to be in the class.
Hey, Rob, congratulations.
Ah, thanks, Bob. But it was just really interesting to learn about how stereotyping isn't all bad. There is a lot of bad stereotyping out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of
Most
negative
definitely.
light. But it helps us just organize and react to everything that's going on. And yeah.
At least the positive stereotypes.
Yeah, at least the positive stereotypes. The negative ones, not so much. Those are just bad.
Yeah.
All around bad. True story.
Well, Rob, thanks for that insight into,
World of psychology?
yeah. Is that psychology or is that sociology?
The
sounds
difference
like
between the
social.
two is like, it was from my social psychology class.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, it's one of those that kind of go hand in hand. Like, if you get a degree in sociology or psychology, you can do the same thing with both of them. You can go into social work, you can go into counseling, you can go into actually almost anything with a psychology degree. I could be an HR manager with psychology.
Well, you just, technically speaking, need a degree. Would you go on? Would you do graduate school?
Yeah, I'm thinking about clinical psychology, actually.
Get a PhD.
Yeah, Dr. Rob.
Dr. Rob, that's
How terrifying is that?
Yeah, wow.
It's going to be absolutely terrifying. The best part is, if I do become Dr. Rob, my stitches will have to call me Dr. Rob every time they see me.
Are you going to make them go
Yes,
through that?
I will.
That humiliation?
Oh, you guys too. You got to call me Dr. Rob at least once
No.
before you die. Oh, yeah.
You're the bumbling, rumbling doctor.
I like it.
There you go.
The BRD.
The BRDR.
Not just the bumbling, rumbling doctor. Just that. No Rob needed. Just the bumbling, rumbling doctor.
You could play Dr. Robert wherever you went.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Is that why you want to become a doctor?
Yeah, just to play the Beatles song, Dr. Robert. Every time I walk into a room, I'm going to have a stereo that just plays, Dr. Robert.
You know what? Speaking of the Beatles, Rob,
Do we need some Beatles in our life?
you know what? We usually have at least one Beatles song. It's already halfway through the show.
And no Beatles yet?
Time to put one on.
What is wrong with us? Well, you know what? This one...
To the morning show with Bob and Rob. During that Beatles song, we had a little discussion.
A little discussion where I'm quite passionate about.
Rob
TV
was
show
on the verge of venting, lost.
I'm still mad. I still can't get over how they resolved everything. Like the explanation they had for the island, that it was like purgatory, and they were spending their like time reflecting with the people they'd spent the best moments on their life with. or some like crap like that. Like the way it was filmed and like the acting, that was good. I'm not mad about that. I'm mad at the writers because, like Bob, you said, you stopped at halfway through the
I
third
watched
season.
the first 2 seasons. Thought it was 2 of the best seasons on
Oh, yeah.
TV
Oh,
I
it was
ever
phenomenal.
watched. It was awesome.
But see, the thing is, by the time halfway through the third season, when it really started to
It
go
got
out there,
ridiculous. I couldn't follow that anymore.
I had already put so much time to it. I was like, you know what? I'm watching it to the end. I had already made a decision then. I'm watching this to the last episode. I'm not giving up on it yet. There is some hope. But they just kept going. Every season, they just kept going. More ridiculous, more questions, no answers, more questions. Like the dog. Walt's dog?
Yeah.
What happened to the dog?
Why are you worried about the dog?
Because the dog was an important character.
How was the dog an important character?
Actually,
It's just a dog.
during the first 2 seasons, there was a theory that the entire island was just a dream in the dog's head.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Which I'm glad that wasn't the answer.
That'd be ridiculous because I don't know if a dog could dream that complex. Don't they just kind of chase cats?
I have no idea what dogs dream about, Bob. All I know is that dogs take up a lot of space on the bed. That's you, Iggy. That's right, Iggy. You just got a shout out. But Lost, I'm still mad at the way that they just took the chicken's way out. They said, "Oh, it's just purgatory, and they're all dead, and they're going to heaven." And and then Ben didn't go with them because he needed to watch The Island, and Jacob came in, and there's the man in
Who's
black.
Jacob?
Jacob was like the caretaker of the island, basically.
I don't ever remember meeting Jacob.
He didn't come in until like the fourth season, like till the last 2 seasons.
The 6 seasons?
I think there were 5.
5
I want to say there were 5, but
I got halfway through the show.
did you ever see the part where Benjamin took Locke to the cabin, to like an empty cabin where there's a
Yeah.
rocking chair? Yeah, that was Jacob. But then you learn that he's an actual person that Ben talked to. But like at that point, Ben was keeping hostage, but then was freed once Ben left the island. Or I don't know. There was just so much
I heard
to it.
Locke became a bad guy, which is too bad. He was my favorite character on the show.
Locke didn't become a bad guy. It's that Locke died, and the bad guy took over Locke's body.
When did Locke die?
I think he left the island. Like he left somehow, and like people thought he came back, but it was actually the Man in Black. And then like a crew from a ship came back with Locke's body, but like they knew about the island, so they showed the body to Jack, and Jack was like, "Whoa, but Locke's alive!" Oh yeah, when they left the island in like the third season, a group of 7 of them survived. The 7 survivors of Oceanic Flight 815. I don't know if you watched that far, but like Locke was one of the survivors, and then like there's a big plot off the island. Jack was like, we have to go back, and there's a funeral.
Oh no, yeah, I remember seeing that. Locke was in a casket.
Yeah, Locke was in the casket. That was
Jack
a big
was
mystery this
losing his
season.
mind.
Yeah, he grew a beard. He was drinking, taking pain medications.
He was living the life.
Yeah, when they got back to the island, Jack thought Locke was just resurrected, but it was actually the bad guy, the Man in Black, because the Man in Black saw that he could control Jack to do his bidding, or control members of the group to do his bidding, because Locke had so much pull with the group. So if he just played it off as, yes, I'm Locke, as long as he could to get Jacob killed, because the Man in Black wanted to kill Jacob to get control of the island, but the Man in Black couldn't kill Jacob because they were brothers and their mother...
So Jacob's good.
Yeah, Jacob was the good guy, the Man in Black was the bad guy.
Jacob, was he the guy at the cabin?
Yeah, he was the guy at the cabin that you didn't see, but eventually you do meet him, and he's almost like, I don't want to compare him to Jesus, but a lot of people did. He was the shepherd of the island.
Okay. I heard Jack was, like Locke and Jack kind of assumed the roles of the Man in Black and Jacob respectively.
That's what everyone thought was going to happen, because Jacob was looking for a predecessor. He was looking for someone to take up his shoes because he knew he was going to die soon, because he knew the Man in Black would succeed. So everyone's thinking, oh, it's going to be Jack, it's going to be Jack. Turns out it was Hugo. Hurley, the big dude, he stayed behind to watch the island because he was kind-hearted, he was fair,
So he becomes
unbiased.
Jacob.
So he became the new Jacob, basically, yeah. But the Man in Black was defeated when Jack stopped the island, or...
I'm going to have to pick up the show again.
Don't. It's
No,
not worth your time, Bob.
I started it. I should finish it.
Bob, it's not worth your time, trust me. There's so much to it.
Rob, I'm doing this radio show. I have plenty of things that, I could use my time for.
We still got to finish the 5th season of The Wire.
Yeah, we're working on it.
We only watched 1 episode. Or did you guys watch another one?
No, we're still working on it. We're waiting for you, Rob.
All right, well, I wouldn't be offended if you watched an episode without me. I did watch the entire season without you.
I was pretty offended.
I understand, but Bob, I was at work. I had nothing better to do, and I was on my computer. How could I not watch The Wire?
You watched it at work?
Hell yeah.
I hope
great.
your employer isn't listening to this
Nah,
radio
they're not.
show.
I didn't tell them about this radio show. Don't worry.
All right, well, if anyone has any qualms about Lost, about any TV show, please call in to the phone line 309-677-3456. We'd love to hear some thoughts, get some feedback, and talk about anything you have in mind regarding a certain TV show that
Any
you didn't
kind of
like the
TV
way it
show you
went.
don't like.
Personally,
Yeah?
I'm not liking where The Simpsons went.
You know, I haven't watched in so long, I don't even know where they went.
I think the last year I watched an episode of The Simpsons was 2005.
Wow. I couldn't even guess.
And I watched that show religiously.
Oh, yeah.
Sundays, the
Every Sunday at
weekdays.
7? Oh, every weekday episode I could get in, I'd watch at home. In high school,
Great.
every episode I could get, I'd watch.
Now I got the DVDs, some of which are
Mysteriously
missing.
gone.
Yes. That tends
It's
to
too
happen.
bad. But I don't know. I kind of want to watch one of the newer episodes of The Simpsons just because I haven't watched in a few years. See, are they still going in that direction, or did they revert back?
I think so.
It's been so long, but
Well,
still.
all the original writers are like essentially gone on.
Well,
their
they've
things.
been on for 20 years.
I don't even know if Matt Groening has anything to do with it.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Is it Groening?
Matt
Is it
Groening. I'm pretty sure it's Groening.
That's what I thought.
Because, because I have the Inside the Actors Studio of The Simpsons on my computer, and they call him Matt Groening. Which, that's a good one to watch, Inside the Actors Studio of The Simpsons, because they have all the 6 main voice characters on, and like they interview them all kind of lightly, like hometown, stuff like that. Then they go through all the Simpsons characters that they do. So like Mo Sizlak and Apu, Nasapima Petalon, and all those people. Did I get that right? Nasapima Petalon?
If you didn't, that's as close as you can possibly get.
And it's hilarious. It's hysterical, like to see real people do those voices. And you close your eyes and you can imagine the cartoon characters speaking like that.
Like we said, it's weird to put,
A face to a voice, a real face to a voice.
Mhm.
It can
kind
be
of throws you off.
surreal almost. It's like, no, you shouldn't sound like that. No,
Exactly.
You don't sound like that. Lisa sounds like that. Why are you
probably
talking like
sound the image people have of you, Rob. I'm guessing is spot on.
that? Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, the whole shag.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the Shag's disappearing today.
Well, yeah,
You got the job and internship fair tomorrow. Figure I'll have a better chance clean shaven than with this scruff on my face. It's kind of sad.
that's a good thought.
It's gonna be fun to shave it though. Like I'm gonna have a lot of fun just clearing all of it. I've got a
probably
beard trimmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a razor to this and cut myself up.
that would be pretty great.
Painful. No, Bob, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not stupid. Yeah, you feeling your own chin?
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss it though. I'm gonna miss like sitting in class, having something to like. Well, I
It
think.
only took you a month.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's nice to have.
Is it really?
Yeah, I like it.
But do other people like it?
I don't care what other people think.
You should.
Why?
You should care what I think.
Should I, Bob?
Yeah,
Well, what do you think of the beard, Bob?
I think it needs to be shaved.
Do you?
Yes.
All right.
Especially for an internship fair.
I
coming
mean,
up.
yeah, I gotta shave for the internship
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, people are just generally more approachable when they're clean.
But I have such a jolly smile. How could I not be approachable even with a beard?
All right, Rob, do you want to be hired as Santa or do you want to get a legitimate job?
I just want a job. I don't care what it is. I just want money.
You'd be a great Santa. I can't wait till I see you at a mall.
20 years from now.
20 years.
Ho, ho. What do you want for Christmas?
Isn't that far away, Rob. You got that job in a matter of months.
I'll stop by the mall's booth today to see if they need a Santa for anything.
I'm sure they will.
So, have you seen a picture of me with a beard? No, here it is. You should hire me as Santa.
I don't even think they need it. Just show up, smile, laugh.
Just walk up.
That is literally how you laugh, Rob.
They would actually, from behind the table, pull out a Santa outfit and say, report in 2 months with a beard.
report in 2 minutes.
Go change right now. I know, Bob, you're not on Facebook, but to those people who are on Facebook, apparently the layout is changing yet again. And I don't know why they feel the need to continue.
What do you mean yet again?
They've changed the layout at least 5 times in the
It
past
keeps
year.
things fresh, new.
I don't want things to be fresh and new.
But isn't that like kind of the thing about Facebook? It's trendy, it's new.
That's what I hate about it. I don't want it to be new.
What do you like about it?
I like being able to navigate through my pages and having my friends list not change. Like I had everyone listed into friends like Bradley, SAE, Back Home, Band, all those different things gone.
Oh, really?
All those pages, all those lists gone.
Now you got to put in like
No.
another 5 hours figuring all that out.
I'm not going to do that. Screw that. It's not worth the time.
So what are you going to do?
Nothing. I'm just going to moan and complain about it.
It's a good approach, Rob.
Yeah.
It's usually the path I take about things like that.
Well, I know there's nothing I can do to change Facebook.
What's the point of categorizing your friends in the Facebook?
Well, that way I can like send a message to just those friends or put a post out that just those friends
How many
can
friends
see.
do you have on Facebook?
I don't know. Let's find out. If I could figure out how to get to my profile. I have 443.
Wow.
Holy crap! I have 443 friends on Facebook.
Now, how many actual friends do you have?
I don't know, probably something like less than 100.
4. That's my guess.
4? Really?
4.
Really, Bob?
Not including me.
You're not on Facebook?
No.
No, not at all. But yeah, I don't like it. I'm probably going to do the permanent switch to Google Plus once
Google
more people
Plus?
get on it. It's Google's version of Facebook, but better.
Why is it better?
The layout, the way you can post things, what you can do with it. Like, it doesn't have those stupid, crappy games that Facebook has, like Farmville. You can play The Sims on Facebook
Hey,
now.
there's no problem with Farmville.
No. No problem with farming. Farmville is stupid.
Okay.
Because you're not farming, you're just clicking. You click all your stuff, then you watch your dude go and plant
Isn't
stuff.
that how most games run? You click them, you click something,
Well,
click
yeah.
something else, click another thing.
But usually, like, there's
Way
some,
too many clicks.
there's some interaction where you have to, like, do something or type in something. Farmville is literally just clicking. And then you can customize your farm or put up a sign or something stupid like that. But there's no shut up Facebook. I don't care. Now that, also, they changed the Facebook chat side. It used to be like just a little bar that you'd pop up, list of friends. You can choose someone to talk to, then the bar would go away. Now it's permanent bar on the right side with a mini feed of your feed on top of it. And it just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Facebook is making me angrier and angrier every day. Every time they switch, it's like, why? Why bother? The last version wasn't good enough. The last version was still glitchy and problematic. So what the hell are you doing? But that's just me. Just bumbling, rambling Rob.
Bumbling, rumbling.
Bumbling, rumbling Rob.
You're not rambling.
Bumbling, rumbling. I gotta remember the B-U-R-U. Bumbling, rumbling.
Beat you. Are you?
Boo-roo Rob.
Boo-boo Rob.
Oh, Boo Radley. How to Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah, Boo Radley.
Sadly, not a how-to book. I was expecting, like, throw a stone at it maybe or buy a rifle. Nope.
What do you mean, sadly, not a how-to book?
It didn't teach me how to kill a mockingbird. It didn't mention a mockingbird once during that book.
No, it's saying you can't, Rob.
I know, Bob. It's a joke. It's actually a very good book. That's the only book that I was forced to read in school that I enjoyed.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't like the Huck Finn's, the Tom Sawyer Huck Finn stories because I had to read all of them in school. I don't like Shakespeare because I think Shakespeare's dry. But also, The Old Man and the Sea was ruined for me because I had an OCD teacher who was crazy and she forced us to read. No, the first day of class, she'd walk in and she'd go, "Hi, my name is Mrs. DeWitt and I have OCD." Every class she had was color coded. Her A period was blue, her B period was green, her C period was yellow. She did the same thing with all her kids. And all her kids had like 15 names because she didn't want them to be associated with a serial killer with the last name DeWitt or something like that. She also had no periods and no capital letters in her name. So her name was lowercase ms space lowercase DEWITT.
That is crazy.
Yeah. But she accepted it at least. And she tried to use it to her advantage.
Did she?
No.
How do you use that to your advantage?
Well,
what
I mean-
advantage is there?
She kept her life organized. I mean, she was a very organized person, but she was almost too organized. She didn't want her floor to be scratched by moving desks or tables, so she put tennis balls on the bottom of each chair foot. Yeah, that was not an enjoyable class. Having read The Old Man and the Sea for her, no thanks. Then my other English teacher, Beverly, what was her last name?
Clearwater.
I don't even remember. I think I've actually repressed that from my mind. Epler,
Oh.
there we go, that's what it was. Or Big Bev, as we called her. Not to be mean, but she wasn't a very nice lady.
All right, to all you Bradley students out there, you got to tune in to 97.7 FM, The Edge. We're listening to Rob Vent right now.
It's fun to vent on the air, listen to
He
people
needs
talk.
it. He only majors in psychology and is studying it, so everyone's do their own venting. Give me some support to deal with all this. Please, someone help me out.
If you want to call in 309-677-3456, call in, weigh in on my venting, or vent for yourself. I mean, you got something that's weighing on your mind, something you want to say, call in, let us know.
The in-house psychologist, Rob, taking over for Frasier.
I actually have a friend back home who wants me to become the next Frasier. I'd be fine with that. Have a
talking on the radio,
show.
psychology major, you're off to a good start. You're doing it now.
I do a morning show so people can listen to me on their commute
Here it
to
is,
work.
next new segment. You know, all these segment ideas that we're never going to implement.
Yeah.
Psychology session with Rob.
Psychology, the PSR. I just really like abbreviating
Enough
things
with
to
the
letters.
abbreviating,
It's just
Rob.
so much fun. Well, because you can come up with like words with the abbreviations, and that can be fun sometimes. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but you never know. That's why I always do it.
Isn't it a good abbreviation if you don't say the letters, but you can actually say the letters in a form of a word? For example, what if the segment was Bob on Bears. You'd have Bob.
That's what I'm talking about. I love having stuff like that.
There it is. Another segment never going to be used.
And now it's time for Bob.
All right, coming over to Bob on Bears.
I mean, and that's all we'd have to do, and boom, we got a segment.
Actually, no, there is something interesting here.
Yeah? What's in
About
the world of Bob?
Back to the offensive line. A lot of questions still about Cutler's toughness. I don't know why that's going on. The guy's only been sacked 11 times in the first 2 games. But
Don't
for
remind
people
me.
who are actually keeping score in his last season at Denver, in a supposedly West Coast scheme, Jay Cutler was sacked 11 times in the last 16 games he played for Denver. He's been sacked 11 times in the past 2 games for the Chicago Bears and 52 in 14 and a half games last season. You want to talk about an atrocity of the Bears' offensive line. If you want to talk about a man made of titanium, we can talk about Jay Cutler all day long.
Yeah. Thank God we've got a quarterback that can stand up to pressure like that and being just dragged to the ground.
You can hold any opinion you want, but if you question his toughness, that
Yeah.
makes you foolish.
Yeah,
my
dude's tough. Dude can take a sack, clearly, as evidenced by the...
He was kicked in the throat.
What?
He was kicked in the throat.
Jesus. Well, Jay Cutler, I don't think I'm going to badmouth you for a while now.
In that Saints game, final 4 possessions, he was sacked 5 times.
How does that happen? How do we have such a crappy offensive line?
Could you imagine if we had a good offensive line?
We'd be unstoppable.
Maybe not
Unbearable.
Well, the offensive line is certainly unbearable, Rob.
Yeah, it's sad. It's really not good. And the defense struggled last week. Not happy with that. They got me, like I said, 2 points in my fantasy league. 2 points in the Bears defense.
If that defense doesn't force turnovers, that defense is going to dry out. It's not built to stop people. It's built to get the ball back.
Yeah.
Bend, don't break. It's going to give up yards, hopefully not as much as 30 points.
Ugh. We don't have a stamina team. We can't have our defense out there more than our offense.
No defense should be out there more than their offense. Otherwise, the defense is just going to get run over, especially a day and age when football is so predicated on the pass and when you're going up against quarterbacks like Drew Brees and this upcoming
Who has an amazing
Sunday,
passing arm.
Aaron Rodgers.
We're already
It's
facing the
nerve-wracking.
Packers already.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't get a groove going before we faced the Packers.
Well, could you imagine the groove we'd be in if we had beaten the Saints meeting the Packers?
That would have been phenomenal.
Momentum riding high, confidence soaring.
I hope Urlacher is just really pissed and like his anger strikes fear in every other player, so they just do really well, so they don't get killed by Urlacher.
I agree with you, Rob, wholeheartedly.
So is the game at home or away for against Packers?
Oh, man, I believe it's at Lambeau.
All right, then. Not to be Debbie Downer, but if we were to lose, it wouldn't be as painful as losing at home to the Packers.
That's true, but it would still be incredibly painful.
Yeah, because I know every Packer fan that I'm friends with will just rub it in my face nonstop.
Isn't that the worst?
Yeah. Actually, after the Packers won the Super Bowl last year, didn't talk to 2 Packers fans for 2 weeks.
That's good.
Every time I saw them, it was on F you and F the Packers, and then I kept walking.
I couldn't even. It's like
See,
the
I
worst
need
game
to
of
vent
my
my
life.
anger some way, and I figured punching them in the face or the balls wasn't the way to do it.
You got to bury it deep down inside
Nah,
and let it stay there.
that's unhealthy.
No, I've been doing it for a long time. It's fine.
Like I said, that's unhealthy. It's not good to bottle your anger.
You kidding me? I'm in fine shape.
You describe yourself as an angry dude.
No, people describe me that way.
You've described yourself as an angry dude.
Well, I got to keep up the perception. I have a reputation now. Come on.
So because people call you an angry dude, you got to be an angry dude?
Hey,
Yeah, fair
you
enough.
got to listen to the voice of the people, Rob.
Yeah, you got to do what the people say. Unless you're me, I do what I say.
All right, to all the listeners out there, do not do what Rob says.
Oh, I'm not saying you should do what I say. No one should do what I say. That's a bad
Including
idea.
Rob.
No, I should do what I say. I definitely should do what I say.
So are you telling me there's this voice in your head that tells you what to do?
Yeah, it's called my conscience. I think. Either that or his name's Tim. I'm not quite sure.
You're one strange dude, Rob.
Yes, I am.
So if you need the vent, call Rob. And his maybe his conscience. named
Maybe
Tim.
conscience, maybe schizophrenia. Who knows? I mean, it's still early on in my my youth. I might develop schizophrenia later.
Youth.
Youth?
Youths.
Ute? A ute? A Youper?
Okay, here's the first question. If you can call in and tell us where I got the word Utes from
Ooh,
at
good question.
309-677-3456, you can give yourself a pat on the back.
Good
if you're
question.
right. I doubt anyone can get that, because I doubt there's someone listening who knows.
Is there?
No
Is
one's
it
called in.
Dr.
I'm a little
Bone?
curious.
Do they call him Dr. Bone? All right, well, folks, again, if you want to call in, the number is 309
We're giving you a break here.
677 3456. Here is some Bare Naked Ladies.
A key in the door, a step on the floor, a note on the table, and a meal in the micro. Note says I'm in bed, please make sure that you're fed. If you're taking a shower, you can borrow my bathroom. And when I'm asleep, I dream you're moving next week. I crumple the note and said to put inside my shoebox. Shoebox supply. It's under my bed, it's never been read. It's in with my school stuff and my mom never cleans that from my first little bit. When I still wore a bib to my latest attempt at pretending I'm someone who's not 17 and doesn't know what you mean. But talk just a single, I'm also stilted on my shoebox. My shoebox supply. My shoebox. My shoebox supply. Did somebody tell you this is how it's supposed to be? Or that you just find it you don't want any more from me?
And that was the Bare Naked Ladies, followed by Grateful Dead. Big fan of the Bare Naked Ladies.
Good sound selection. All right, Rob, did we get
We had a caller call in, actually. It was
Okay.
John, and he said the movie is My
the
Cousin Vinny.
self-dubbed Bone Doctor?
The Bone Doctor from My Cousin Vinny.
For My Cousin Vinny is
He
correct.
actually described the scene. It was where Joe Pesci is in the court talking about the two Utes that he's defending, his defendants, and the judge goes, "The two what?"
What?
He said, "The two Utes. You mean youths?" And then Joe Pesci reiterates, "The two youths over there." And John, I hope that was enough detail for you.
That's correct. All right, Bone Doctor, pour
Get it.
yourself a cup of coffee and give yourself a pat on the back. Job well
Congratulations.
done.
You deserve that cup of coffee, Bone Doctor. Well, folks, you only got a few more minutes here to ramble, bumble, rabble, babble, dabble on,
Rant,
rant, rave reviews.
rave reviews.
We should have a rave in here one time. You know, strobe lights.
Don't do that again.
No?
Rob.
Okay. Well, folks, it's been fun.
It's been a great
Something.
hour this morning.
Yeah.
To spend with Rob.
Don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. and every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday here at WRBU.
We're doing this on a weekly basis.
Every week.
We don't skip. We don't take breaks. We're diligent workers.
We will be here every Tuesday, Wednesday,
High
and
work
Thursday.
ethic. So
What
get some
work
thoughts
ethic?
to well, maybe for you, Rob. Get some thoughts. Call in. We love to chit chat with whoever's listening out there.
We'd love to hear you talk. We'd love to hear your ammo. We'd love to have you call in. And most of all, we'd love to have you listen. So, folks, don't forget to wake up and you stay classy, Bradley University.